Applied history. In this chapter, we will understand 1. What is applied history? 2. Research in various fields and applied history. 3. Applied history and our present. 4. Management of cultural and natural heritage. 5. Affiliated professional fields. What is applied history? 1. Applied history is known as public history. 2. It is a field of study concerned with the application of history for the benefit of people in the contemporary and future times. 3. Applied history is useful in a sense that it helps in finding solutions to present social issues. 4. Such solutions can then be incorporated in the social planning of present times. Research in various fields and applied history. History is about the past events. The way our present lifestyle is shaped is dependent on the historical chain of events. Historical events relate the various fields like politics, social and religious structure of a community, philosophy, technology, science, and etc. Each of these fields have their own history of building knowledge. The direction of future development in every field is dependent on the state of available knowledge. History is useful in the research of various fields. For example, 1. Philosophy, 2. Science, 3. Technology, 4. Industry and commerce, 5. Management studies, 6. Arts, 7. Humanities. Let's see how is history useful in the research of various fields mentioned above. 1. Philosophy. 1. Origin of ideologies. The history of philosophy helps in understanding the origin of various ideologies, the intellectual traditions giving rise to those ideologies and their historical development. 2. Language. Philosophy needs language as a medium of expression. 3. Knowledge of history proves useful. In order to understand the philosophical expression, knowledge of the history of language proves useful. 2. Science. 1. The history of science helps in understanding the chronological order of scientific discoveries, inventions, and theories. 2. The history of science helps us to understand the cause-effect chain which had led to those discoveries and inventions. 3. Knowledge of history of science helps in understanding the factors that facilitated a scientific discovery or invention and also its chronology. 3. Technology. 1. The history of technology helps in understanding the changes and their causes in the field of agricultural production, commodity production, architecture, engineering, etc. 2. Scientific discoveries or inventions and technological advancement are mutually dependent on each other. Knowledge of science and technology was very important at every step, from making of stone tools to agricultural production in the evolution of mankind. Later, the advancement of science promoted the mechanization of production. It is necessary to know the history of technology in order to understand the development of mechanization and the mutual dependence between science and technology. 4. Industry and commerce. 1. The field of mutual social transactions expands with the growth of industry and trade. 2. It also promotes continuous development of the network of cultural interactions. 3. It is an integral part of the industrial and commercial management. It is essential to understand the history of these processes. 4. The nature of the market and commerce has continued to change. Accordingly, the nature of human relationships and the social organization also has continued to change. 5. To understand this development, it is necessary to study the history of culture, social organization, and economic institutions. 5. Management studies. 1. Management studies, which involves means of production, human resources, processes of production, chain of market and sales management, need to understand the functional system of the same practice in the past. 2. Knowledge of history in this regard makes the management of various levels easier. 6. Arts. 1. Arts forms can be understood with the help of their style of expression and change foundation in the forms of intellectual, emotional, cultural tradition. 2. The key to these expressions in any art form, emotional temperament of the artist, and the development history of the respective art form can be understood with the help of cultural history. 7. Humanities. 1. Humanities include disciplines like history, archaeology, sociology, anthropology, political science, economics, etc. To understand the history of the origin and development of these disciplines is an essential part of their learning. All disciplines are supposed to have their origin in philosophy. 2. Ancient people all over the world tried to speculate in order to understand the relationship between the universe and human existence. 3. It gave rise to various mythological stories about the origin of this world, the universal order, human life, gods and goddesses, rituals, and their philosophical explanation. Roots of philosophical ponderings are to be found in these mythological stories. 4. Various disciplines under humanities have theoretical foundations based on philosophical theories. Only historical knowledge can help us in understanding these developmental stages. How can we correlate applied history with our present? 1. The direction of our present and future development in every field is dependent on the state of available knowledge. 2. Applied history is a field of study concerned with the application of history for the benefit of people in the present and future times. 3. Knowledge of history is useful as it can provide guidance in finding solutions to present social issues and incorporate therein social planning. 4. The way our present lifestyle is shaped is dependent in the historical chain of events. 5. Historical events relate to various fields like politics, social and religious structure of a community, philosophy, technology and science, etc. 6. Each of these fields have their own history of building knowledge. 7. Finally, applied history can be described as understanding of our present with the help of history and finding right direction for the benefits of our future. Management of cultural and natural heritage. Cultural heritage. It is in the form of human creation. It is of two types, tangible and intangible. Tangible cultural heritage. This type of cultural heritage includes ancient sites, buildings, artifacts, manuscripts, sculptures, paintings, etc. Intangible cultural heritage. This type of cultural heritage includes the following things: oral traditions and their language, traditional knowledge, social customs and rituals of celebrating festivals, styles of performing arts, certain traditional skills, communities, groups who represent such traditions, customs, and skills. Natural heritage. The concept of natural heritage gives importance to the thought of biodiversity. It includes the following things: fauna, flora, ecology, and geomorphic. The list of World Heritage Sites is announced by UNESCO. 1. It is essential for the benefit of future generation to preserve our heritage. 2. In this regard, UNESCO, United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization, the global organization has announced directives to promote the cultural and natural heritage. 3. On the basis of these directives, list of sites and traditions are declared as World Heritage. 4. List of some World Heritage sites are Ajanta Caves, Verul, Ellora Caves, Elephanta Caves, Khas Plateau, and Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj Terminus, Mumbai. Affiliated professional fields. Knowledge of history can be supportive in the decision making with regard to respective legal provisions and public policies in the following fields: A. Museums and archives. B. Preservation and conservation of historical site. C. Tourism and hospitality. D. Entertainment and mass media. 1. Every field mentioned requires expert personnel with specialized skills. For example, architects, engineers, historians, archaeologists, museum curators, sociologists, archive management professionals, legal experts, skilled photographers, etc. Hence, projects in the field of applied history can create various opportunities for these professionals. Archives. Archives preserve and store old documents, official records, old films, etc. The National Archives of India is in Delhi. Every state in India maintains its archives independently. Archives with a distinct purpose. The main office of the National Film Archives of India is located in Pune, Maharashtra. It was established in 1964 as the media unit of the Ministry of Information and Broadcasting of the Indian government. It served 3 objectives: to serve and obtain rare Indian films and to preserve the heritage for the benefit of future generations, to categorize the important aspects of films, to create documentation and catalogs, and carry out research in the field, to establish a center for dissemination of films culture.